He just turned his ditch lights on, his temporary ditch light. I guess the conductor did that, because the engineer's over in the outhouse. Alright, thank you. Alright, engineer's back on. I didn't see him go over and get on. Slowly taking off, the brakes are still squealing. Now they've released. Alright, that soybean, like I said, those are the cars for the granite. That was loaded with soybean. That's going to be unloaded. Weir and Wattick. Alright, that one's full of plastic to be used as insulation on wire by Prismian. That's the big tower that's west of town. Some more granite cars. They're gonna pick up some granite this week with all those cars, ain't they? They're probably gonna take these up to the south end or take them down to the south end of the yard and put a lot of these cars in the yard for storage to be delivered other days. These are grainers, that soybeans are all loaded. Alright, that's my first train in 4 or 5 days, y'all. Alright, thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got people over there that's cleaning up around here today that work for the railroad. And they have little switcher crews out, so that's why we got all these vehicles down here. I went over there and talked to them and stuff, and it's kind of fun. Alright, they say we got should be a couple of trains. I don't know. Let's see what I get today. I haven't gotten any in 4 or 5 days. It's been so few. Alright, thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm down here on Wednesday afternoon. I haven't seen the train 4 or 5 days worth. Maybe even longer. We got one coming out of Greenwood, and he's moving in kind of slowly. He might be having to go in the side, and I don't know. I thought I heard a train south of me, so. CSX, Chassis Seaboard Multiplied. Lawyers came up with that name when they were in court, and the railroads didn't have a name down, so they quickly put that down as the title for the railroad. Alright, he's coming in on the main line, and he's moving kind of slow. It says to me he might have a stop signal at the south end, but they do have these trip optimizer system in place where the locomotive is actually running itself. It's not being operated by the engineer. Alright, southbound manifest freight's got 2 engines on front, and I still hear a horn behind me, so we got one coming northbound. So we're going to have a meet in Abbeville. doesn't have to stop the train to pick up anybody, but he did stop the train. Alright, this is 711 ES 44AH. Radio trucks on it. Alright, y'all, we got loads of steel on these front cars, so that says that load think's going to Alabama. Engineer getting off. Looks like they got some handles on the umbilical cord. They can pull that handle and that'll take that umbilical cord out. Help them to remove it and stuff. Alright, thank you. Here comes our other train. It's a northbounder. He's gonna pull up behind this train and he's gotta stop because this train's still out on the main line, blocking the signal and stuff. Alright, thank you. Alright, we got 3 locomotives on the head end of this one. Looks like a GE and 2 EMDs. Looks like SD70 and I don't know what the third one is. Alright, engineer got back on. That's what that noise was, opening the door and closing it. (7021) CM44AC. You got air brakes on, that's what's squealing. Alright, this one's fixing to pull. boxcar. T-box is not a railroad. This is all trailer train equipment, TTX. Rail car pulling experts. All these are loaded cars. It says GATX with General American Tank Car, but it's got LRS on there. That's a railroad. Union Pacific. SP is Southern Pacific, so that has the date on it. Alright, 2448 molten sulfur. 824, I don't know what that is. $1824 is a corrosive and acid or whatever of some sort. Cement hopper, it's empty, it's going back to be loaded. These are all cement hoppers here. They're all empty, they're going back to be loaded. I think they do that over in Texas someplace. Got a 4-bay covered hopper here, it's empty. It's probably going back to get some more corn or grain or whatever. Got a new wheel on that one. So all these covered hoppers are going to be empty. Corn syrup. Unmarked car, empty. That one looks empty. That one looks empty. Potash Corporation. Agrarian. Drawn together. It's empty. That car is full. The gondola looks like it has scrap metal in it. These cars are all empty here. CSA, Chessie Seaboard Multiplied. Chessie System, Seaboard System merged together to make that. These are loaded cars, they're loaded with plastic and stuff. I think they get that probably out of New Jersey. NOKL, that's the railroad. Bunch That's an empty T-box, plug door T-box, double door plug door. Burlington Northern Santa Fe, that's the railroad. LRYX, all the telephone poles, HKRA, those are non-railroads. Alright, these are all empty. Center closed, covered hoppers. Alright, empty tank cars. Flammable poisonous, 1040 with an ethylene oxide inhalation hazard. More cement hopper cars. I call them cement hoppers because we got a lot, but really these just carry heavier loads than most of them. Empty center beams, BNSS, TTX, TTZX. These are loaded tank cars, flammable, so those are empties there. 1987s, whatever those are. Bottom end coming by. Alright, blue EOT on it. Alright, we still got red signals northbound. I'll get more. Alright, it's still sitting there, it's still got a red signal. I wonder if we got another train that's got to pass. We're going to have 3 meets in that bill, 2 meets. And that third locomotive, I don't know whether that's an SD50 or one of them early SD70s before they put the big radiator on the back. When it comes by, I'll look at it and see what it is. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, he's got his light on, so maybe he's got a clear signal now. Does look like he's moving. So he's not getting it. I thought I'd walk down here to check the signal, see if he's getting one out of Greenwood and waiting for another train, but really it's just a slow dispatcher, I guess. Maybe get the shake out of it. He's honking at us saying hey. Hello. Now let's see what that third locomotive is. Even got the conductor waving at us, y'all. Alright, SD70AC. SD70AC just doesn't have the big broad radiator on the back. Alright, the grainer's all loaded now. little bit of sleep, but not much, because they got flange lubricators at the bottom of the hill, and the greases all the way up the hill. And you got one at the top of the hill that greases down through. You don't have the swiveling wheels like you used to. There you go, bottom end, blue EOT on it. This crew's headed home to Greenwood. They got 13 miles to go and they get off the clock. Get to go home and see the wives and the families and the dogs and the cats and get to sleep in their bed tonight. Alright, thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got a medium clear north end of Abbeville coming out the side and onto the main line. The reason is Abbeville switch is getting ready to pull out. I don't know where they're going to go to Greenwood, get cars, I guess. Alright, thank you. I'll get more when I see some activity. Alright, we're rolling out past the D-rail coming to the switch here. Conductor got off so he can line the D-rail. Then he's got to line the switch. Alright, those are temporary ditch lights on the long hood end. They're magnetically mounted. And the switcher crew will put them on the locomotive when they get it. Binding the switch, loading up, going to roll the Greenwood, I bet. Because it's got a medium clear behind us. Medium clear is 35 miles an hour track speed to the switch, to the pass the light through the switch. There's also 35 miles an hour on the side. But because he's coming onto the side and he doesn't have a light, he's got to go like 10 miles an hour, 10 or 15 miles an hour till he gets to the light. I'll get more when I do something. Brakes knocking off. He's headed to Greenwood. We also got one coming through Red Street northbound. Looked like he stopped. I don't know why. He had a medium clear signal. Here's our other train coming to you. Looks like a grainer or a manifest freight. Got a tank car on it and some other cars, so I assume it's a manifest freight. Alright, he's gone through the signal. He's heading on north. Gotta go pick up some cars at Maxwell Yard. So he's going slow. He's got to come in and stop because he's got a red signal. He can't get out on the main line again. Three 408 radio truck. ET44AA 3443 ET44AA Zach Slash Engine Legend of Zach. Got air brakes on. So the average switch has got to go about 4 miles before this signal will clear to give him approach. Red over red on the main line. On the left. Can you hear the air compressor pumping up? Steadily running. Big old train got to make up a lot of air. Alright, I've been doing some thinking. Like I said, you got to go 5 miles to get to the next signal to make this one go yellow. And you got to go 13 miles to get to the second signal to clear this up to green. In other words, you got to go all the way to Greenwood. I've been standing around, there's probably about 13 minutes so far waiting on them. Alright, thank you. Deer's been bedding down in here. Maybe that's just tall grass. They go out there and eat grass in people's backyard and they come down here and sleep at night. Alright, thank you. Alright, the switch is still lined for the siding, so he's not going to get a red signal till the switch is lined. I mean, he's not going to get nothing but a red signal until the switch is lined. Then he'll get it should clear him up, but alright, 132 pounds per yard. Reed CC, Bethlehem, Stelton, 1999. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I think I read that right. Alright, I'll get more when it starts rolling. That's a 2016 rail over there, 136 pounds. Insulated rail joints there. Has to divide the main line from the switch track. Alright, I'll get more when they do more. Alright, main line signal southbound, red, red, red. It's stop signal. So nothing's coming out of Greenwood this way. Alright, thank you. Y'all, he's rolling down the hill. He hasn't turned his headlights on yet. Gotta turn your headlights on and turn them off.
Huh?
Flash him when he hadn't turned his headlights on. Rolling north, y'all. Headed to Greenwood. They'll be off work after they get there in 13 miles. These guys are probably tired. They've been at work all night. Ground is shaking. The heavier the car, the more it shakes. Double door, sliding door box cars. Maximum speed is 45 miles an hour here. So I bet these dynamic brakes holding it back. Definitely refrigerated liquid. I haven't seen that car too many times. I filmed it on another train. That's the first time I've seen that car come through here. Going across the Frog, going to Greenwood. He'll be home in a little bit. He's probably been gone for a couple of days. down in Atlanta. All right, thank y'all. God bless y'all.